G'day, g'day. Out here at Kalgoa floodplain, and just thought I might just go over our campsite setup and show you how we roll when we're on the road. Anyway, I'll show you. Look. So here we've got our RV5 tent, our Oz tent. It's a great bit of kit. We managed to pick it up pretty cheap off our mate Tony. Cheers, Tone. A couple of years ago now, so we've been using it for a while, so we pretty much know that one, it's been good to us, but it's pretty much perfect for how we roll. And we don't always set it up with the front sides and front on it. If we're set up for a few days, we will. Otherwise, it's just this back section here where the fly is. You buy all this part separately, so you just buy the main tent, and then the fly is separate, and then the front rooms are separate, etc, etc. But we've ended up leaving the fly on there permanently because it goes back in the bag easy enough. But also it just keeps it nice and dark, and you don't get any condensation on the inside of the tent when you're in colder climates. We've just got some LED strip lights in there, and we just run the cable back to the car. It's pretty easy. We don't always throw this front awning out, but it's been pretty dry out here, so it gives us a bit of shade if you want to sit underneath it for breakfast or whatever, and also cast a nice shadow in on the front room if you've got them all open. One thing worth mentioning, the King's ground sheet, the whatever it is, 2.8 by 5.2 or whatever it is, the big one, it's perfect size. As you can see, the awning finishes pretty much where the ground sheet finishes, and I think Oztent's ground sheet only go to this front section here, and it's worth a fair bit more money than what these things are. So a little bit of a hot tip there if you've got these tents. But anyway, I'll have a look inside how it functions for us. Just shut the door because the flies are horrific. But anyway, in here we usually have like a little table set up like so. Got a couple little cooking utensils, and basically if it rains we're all good to cook in here as well. But mainly it's just like a food prep area and that, if we've got good weather, and we just cook everything mostly on the fire, otherwise on the tailgate of the ute out there, which you can usually get pretty close. And you can, when you've got the front awning out here, you can also just back it up right in there if you really wanted to. And even if you had a wagon, same thing, swing it under there. That'll create like a nice shelter so you can get in and out of the back of your car, no problems. And yeah, little LED lights up there, just a little strip light, pretty cheap thing, does the job. Bit of storage underneath there. The biggest thing we've done is we used to run the blow up mattresses, but after going through about 3 or 4 of them in 12 months, we're totally off them. And when we've got trips like Cape York and stuff like that coming up, we just don't want to have the drama of having to have flat mattresses all the time. So in here we've decided to go the Oztent King Goanna stretchers, and I've got to say, absolutely brilliant. Utilises the space way better. You've got heaps of storage space now, even though there's nothing under my bloody stretcher. But heaps of space now to, you're not sleeping together unfortunately, but you can just meet in the middle for activities if you really want to. But heaps more space, and just better use of the space available in here. They're 2.6 by 2.6 in the highest point in the front here, but as you can see it slopes down towards the back. So these stretchers have made it so much better, just even for just getting up in the middle of the night, when you're with the boys or whoever and you have a few bevies, and if you're like me, after a few rumbies you'll end up needing to go eyelash every half an hour or so after you just go to bed. So it's not as hard to get up and out of, and so that's pretty much it. Works well. As I said, pretty quick setup if you're just setting up the tent. So when we're overnight and that, it literally takes about 10 minutes to throw the stretchers out, whack that up, and usually if we got shitty weather, we just utilise the awning off the side of the car rather than set up the awning off the front of the tent. Anyway, that's the RV5. Great bit of kit, as I said, and it just really works well for us. And as I said, pretty easy to set up. Like the whole thing takes probably, to set it all up as you see it there, with all our gear out and ready to roll, is probably about an hour. tops. You know, it depends on how we're going, whether we've already cracked a beer or something. And we just one other thing too we did is we the original bag was getting a bit weathered, so we bought this drifter bag. They do a bag for it, and it's actually really good because you can fit the tent and the stretchers in the same bag. But not the front panels. The front panels we keep in a separate bag because we don't want to go through everything. If we're only setting up the tent, we just set up the tent, and if we've got that, then we've got all that in a separate bag. But yeah, those drifter bags, they're pretty good, pretty well made, and they're waterproof's the main thing. So and yeah, just a bigger bag lets you get more stuff in it, so works really well for us. And that's about it. Looking forward to washing that Luxie when we get home. Not. But that's pretty much our campsite and how we roll. And yeah, this is our last night here. So we'll see you on the flip side.